Did Ukraine sell a Patriot missile to China, and is this picture proof? So this popped up on Twitter, also known as X, on a channel called Alternative News. And this particular user describes themselves as pro-peace, anti-MSM lies, anti-imperialism, anti-racism, JC was right, drain the swamp. Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down there, bub. Now, I did a live stream just this morning where I debunked this in real time. Not everybody likes watching my live stream, so this video is a more polished version of this morning's live stream. I like doing live streams because it shows everybody what I'm doing and they can see my process in real time. I also like to tag the target on Twitter when I do this so that they can watch their destruction in real time. I know this is pretty much what a psychopath would do, but if I'm a psychopath, I only go after bad guys, kind of like Dexter. So let's start with this image. The Alternative News account claims this photo from China purports to show an American Patriot system that is being transported to a factory for analysis and re-engineering. It is suspected that the Patriot unit was sold to Russia by the people operating it. This has always been one of their great fears. So this smells for a few reasons. Some are technical and some are political. I'll get to the problems with the actual Patriot launcher in a moment. From a political standpoint, Russia has been pushing a narrative that Ukraine has been selling donated NATO weapons on the black market. Now, there really haven't been any confirmed cases of stuff going missing at the scale that Russia would like you to believe. There was a case where Ukraine's intelligence service caught some dude trying to steal rifles and ammunition. I think it's like 60 rifles. And that's going to happen in just about any conflict. It's hard to track every single rifle or every single night vision device. The last figures I could find for the U.S. Army is that the Army loses about 50 or so firearms per year. They're just not that easy to steal. Anyone who has ever served knows that you do daily accountability checks of all sensitive items, weapon, night vision, gas mask, radios, and when you come in from the field, you do a serial number inventory of all of your sensitive items. And still, occasionally things do get lost, but it's really hard to lose a Patriot system. First off, not a lot have been sent to Ukraine. Really, I believe only 2 systems, one from Germany, one from the US. And typically there's up to 6 to 8 launchers and a battery of Patriots, and this thing that you're seeing in the image is a launcher. So if Ukraine sold a launcher, we would know. This really isn't something that you can hide or send to another country surreptitiously. Second, the Patriot system is composed of 5 pieces. The ECS, which is like the control van where the operators sit, the antenna mast group for communications, a radar set, a power plant, and a TEL, or transport erector launcher. You can have up to 16 launchers in a Patriot battery, but it's more likely you'll have 6 or 8, although mission always dictates. So even if Ukraine sold a launcher, there's not a lot to it. It's a launcher. Plenty of countries have air defense launchers. Now, the missile inside the cans might be an intelligence coup. I mean, it wouldn't be bad to tear apart, but it's not the missile that makes the Patriot so special. It's the radar. It's the software that does all of the calculations. The Patriot missile system is fully automated. And if you want to watch a video on how the Patriot works, complete with an engagement scenario that actually happened, that'll be available at the end of this video. So, we've already established that Russia needs this narrative that Ukraine is selling its donated weapons because this is part of Russia's psyop against you. It is how they project power into your mind to turn you against giving Ukraine aid. So let's actually look at the picture now and see what we can pick apart here. First off, the side of the launcher says inert, so even if this were a system, it would be the cans that are used for training. Second, the Patriot launch trailer has 1 set of wheels on the rear trailer. This one has 2 sets of wheels. Third, the lights on the back of the trailer don't match up with a normal Patriot trailer. There's some other things as well. This is supposed to be a generator right here. The launcher has to be powered by something because normally they take these launchers, put them out in the middle of nowhere, and they have a hot crew go around with diesel and refill all the generators. So the fact that there's no generator in this picture kind of leads me to believe that this is a mock-up. Now, Habitual Iinecrosser is a Patriot system instructor, and I reached out to him, and he found some things that even I missed.
Yeah, so I will admit, this is a really good mock-up. I was very impressed, because at first glance, I even thought it was a legitimate Patriot launcher. But the longer I looked at it, the more things that I noticed. So we'll just start from where I started noticing things. First off is the axles underneath it. American Patriot, we have super single tires on the back of our launchers. We have 2 on the left side, 2 on the right side. This has 4 on the left, 4 on the right. That's not necessarily a tell. Those things can be swapped out. So I continued to look at this thing. If you go up to the back of the canisters there, you'll notice that they have some weird cables that are hooked up in a location that doesn't make any sense. They're actually supposed to have ports where you hook the umbilical cables on the back of those canisters. The umbilical cables then go down below those canisters to that panel right there, which is called the J-box, and they all connect to that point. That's how you control the interceptors. That's how you warm them. That's how you send their status to the engagement control station uprange. Following on with that, there's supposed to be grounds on those interceptors. Those grounds are either on the right side or the left side, depending on where the canister is located, and those are all wired down to the chassis, so that way you can ground that launcher when it is in use. Those are not there. Moving forward of the trailer, on the left side, what is referred to as the road side, you see that box right in front of the left axles. That is what's referred to as an LEM, or a launcher electronics module. That, where we're looking at right there, should have a ton of cables coming out of it leading into the launcher. None are there to be seen. That should look like the side of Medusa's head, in all honesty. Then moving on to the outriggers. Now, outriggers in Patriot are very specific pieces of equipment. Everyone has either broken one or seen how they don't function, or when they freeze to the ground, they are kind of a pain. So we have all looked at a lot of outriggers. These outriggers are paper thin. Those launchers can weigh upwards, with a fully stacked 16 missiles on there, almost 40 tons. That is a heavy, heavy launcher. Those little tiny flimsy plates they have on there aren't going to hold anything. But then as you start to look closer, and I actually had to zoom in on the image, if you look inside of each of those outriggers, you'll happen to notice that there is a hydraulic piston inside there. Patriot launchers don't have a hydraulic piston. They actually have a hydraulic screw system. So this big metal sleeve spins in a circle, and there's a giant screw inside there, and that's how it lowers the outrigger down. So that way, if you lose hydraulic pressure, your launcher or your radar doesn't drop on the ground. I can't see if there's a generator in this one. It doesn't appear that there is a generator in this one, but we have generators up on our gooseneck of all of our launchers. So it is a really good mock-up, but I would bet my paycheck that it is nothing more than just a mock-up. This is not real. It's really good, though. It's pretty well built.
Thanks, man. You can find Habitual Iinecrosser's channel at the link below. And by the way, if you want to hang out with me, Preston Stewart, Chris Cappy, and Habitual Iinecrosser, we're going to be at the AUSA Suncoast Chapter U.S. Army Birthday Ball in Tampa, Florida, this June 29th. You can get tickets below. It'll be a great night. So, in the end, I think this is some kind of movie prop with maybe a Vismod or a visually modified piece of equipment for training. If you ever watched the movie Courage Under Fire, the tanks in that movie were really Chieftain tanks that were Vismodded to look like the Abrams. So, although you can tell by the 6-road wheels that these are Chieftain tanks as opposed to the 7-road wheels, which would make it an Abrams. Prop companies do this all the time. So one final thought. Russian disinformation agents depend on your lack of knowledge to run psychological operations against you. If something makes you feel emotional, think before you share it. And hey, if you want to buy the Patriot Missile Live, Laugh, Launch t-shirt that I'm wearing, you can find one at bunkerbranding.com. It all goes to support the channel. And thank you guys so much for watching.
Hey everyone! New Ryan McBeth t-shirts and hoodies from Bunker Branding are available. I'm going to get the HIMARS shirt. What are you going to get, Donald? The Patriot shirt, because I'm a Patriot. It's the best shirt, the biggest shirt. Make 14 tangos great again. What are you going to get, Barack? Let me be clear. I'm going to get a Drone Sweet Drone shirt. What about you, George?
I'm going to get a Try That Missile shirt because they're weapons of mass destruction.
I'm going to get a Landmine Marker shirt because my presidency always blew up in my face.
I'll tell you what I'm going to get.
Ronald Reagan, but you're dead.
I came back to tell you that no matter our politics, we're all Americans. And we should buy Ryan's hoodies and t-shirts because they pay for the stock footage and licenses that allow him to make awesome content. So come on down to Bunker Branding and buy a Ryan McBeth t-shirt or I'll start the bombing in 5 minutes.